Hello, grandmas and granddads. How are you doing today? Now, yesterday I had a bit of a day off from exercise and the high protein, low carb diet. And I went to a school reunion and there were the most beautiful cakes everywhere. And I did indulge. I did go for the meringue though, which is sort of high protein, also very high sugar. But you mustn't worry if you have a day where perhaps things weren't as healthy, because one day out of a couple of weeks is not going to do you any harm. In fact, a lot of people have one day off a week from a stricter regime. And life is about enjoying ourselves, isn't it? And mental health is just as important for physical health. We want the whole package, and we can have the whole package, guys. We really can. So how about you get your lycra on and we go for a walk? So I'm going to introduce a couple more exercises today. But first of all, let's just go for our morning stroll. We're just going to lift a knee up at a time. And if you like, it's almost two movements. It's bringing up and then tapping the toe on the floor. Bringing up and tapping the toe to the floor. Getting tongue-tied this morning. Okay? Very gently. I'm hardly bringing the legs up at all. Okay, let's do a few of those. And toe, and toe, and toe, and toe. And how about some side ones? Toe and back, and toe and back. Really, just go as far as you can go. If you can only go to here, that's absolutely fine. And do you remember what we said about holding onto a piece of furniture? Or perhaps you've got a carer there or a family member. You could do this together and you could have some support. So if you can't manage to go far, just a small step like that. And if you're a bit fitter or a bit more practiced, perhaps you could go a little bit further and you could feel everything opening up here. Okay? Side and back, side and back, side and back. Side and back. Can you hear, can you feel things in your rump doing that? It's amazing, isn't it? Just the repeat action of movement causes your muscles to work quite hard. And this is how strength training really improves our bodies, because it's the repeat of using that muscle that causes it to grow and strengthen. And our strengthened muscles around our buttocks and thighs, in fact, all of our body, will protect our bones, like our hips. And hips are a big problem for most of us as we get older, but that doesn't have to be the case, okay? But we never want to do too much. Okay, hands on hips. Now we're going to do the clutch knee, like that, and down. Clutch knee and down. That's a difficult one. Now, if you're losing your balance, just lift the knee a little bit less and don't worry about the clutching, okay? But if you can, back onto the thighs, forward onto the knee, back to the thighs, forward to the knee. That's right. Can you feel other things moving now? Things in our bodies. The muscles are changing, aren't they? They're really focusing on muscles we didn't really know that we had. Okay, now legs apart, and we're going to look at our arms now. So keep the hips side to side, just as a habit, because keeping moving is very good for us. And now we're going to lift an arm and wave to a friend and bring it down, and lift an arm and wave to a friend and bring it down. Let's do a few more of those. That's right, and keep swinging those hips. So you don't have to be in time with anything. We don't do music classes just yet, because I want you to get used to all these movements before we put it to music. There's no need to feel compelled to keep up with me or any such thing. There we go. Now, I think we're quite warmed up now, aren't we? But let's go for a little bit of a jog, shall we? And let's look at the mountains. Shall we look at the mountains? And now look at the sea. There we go. And a little bit faster, guys. Just a little bit faster. That's right. Look at the mountains. Look at the sea. look at the mountains, look at the sea. Now, what this is doing is this is exercising muscles in our neck. And very often we don't really use those, especially if we watch a lot of TV or if we're on our phones a lot. I don't know if you are one of those people. Younger people are constantly on their phones, you know. Older people tend to watch a lot of television and not being very active while they're doing it. Quite often, especially if the television is in the same place all the time, you find you're not moving at all, guys. So can you hear my panting? I'm getting quite puffed doing this. Should we do a couple more? Look to the mountains, look to the sea. Now, the exercise that I want to introduce you to today is, I'm going to be doing some arm exercises on my special seat that I bought later, but we'll do that in a separate class. But one of the things I want to introduce to you today is the walking dog maneuver. I call it walking the dog, okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to lunge forward and then lunge back. Lunge forward and then lunge back. Lunge forward. Now you can bend everything. You don't have to be straight or tense or anything like that. This can be a nice relaxed maneuver. There's a couple of, that's called a lunge, but actually we call it the walking the dog, because if you use your arm at the same time, as if you turn your arm as strung together like on a puppet string, you're actually getting a lot of movement in your upper body as well. Let's try the other leg. Walk the dog and back again. Now, you might find that that was a little bit harder, and that's because we're usually stronger on one side. Now, if that's too far, just do a little one. Walk the dog, okay? I'm going to do a bit further. Walk the dog and back. Walk the dog and back. Let's do two more. Walk the dog and back. Walk the dog and back. How does that feel? Now, it wouldn't be my class if we didn't do some swinging action with the hips, okay? This is the sexy clubbing maneuver, I call this one. And it really just tones everything up, ready for my weight training class, okay? But I tell you what I want to do now. I want to go swimming. Yes. So, do you remember what we do? We're going to do some front crawl, guys. And open up and round we go. Open up and round we go. Now try and do a few of these each day, because it really does get the old heart going. And you'll find that you can do a few more each day. So if you can only do one today, you'll find that tomorrow you can do two. And then before you know it, you can do 10 or 20. You can do the whole length of the pool, guys. And you can speed up if you want. Speed up or really slowly. It's entirely up to you. So shall we try front crawl before we go? Come on then. And front crawl, and front crawl, and front crawl, and front crawl. That's right. Front crawl, front crawl. There we go. A few more, and then perhaps we'll just try a backstroke. But we won't do butterfly today, because I've put you through quite a lot of physical activity, and I don't want to wear you all out or put you off. Because exercise is all about enjoying. It's not just about being fit. And very often, if you do it with other people, it's very sociable as well. So let's just do the backstroke. Keep moving, keep moving, keep moving. And backwards, and backwards, backwards, backwards. There we go. That's quite tough, isn't it? You can hear me getting puffed. Because the old heart's going as well. And the blood's zooming around my body. I'm feeling really exhilarated, actually. So a couple more of those. Couple more of those. Maybe two more. Just two more, guys. Come on, come on. Two more. Come on. That's it. Well done. Okay. Whew. That's the end of my swim. So it's time to go home. So I hope you enjoyed that rather fabulous Sunday morning Keep Fit class. And remember, it's all about keeping everything going. Okay, guys? See you tomorrow. Bye. I've got to find the button now, haven't I? and there.